Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most iconic, regal, and frankly, fiercely debated animals on the planet. We all know the legend of the lion, right? But today, we're going to skip the fairy tales and rely strictly on the data and the science. We're going to uncover some truly surprising facts about these magnificent creatures that go way beyond their royal reputation.
So, think you already know everything there is to know about the king of beasts? Well, prepare to be surprised. We're going to challenge some of those common assumptions you might have and take a highly structured, myth-busting look right through our source material. We're going to see exactly what it takes to survive, lead, and roar in the wild.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, Meet the King of Beasts.
Now, the sheer physical scale of a lion is absolutely incredible. We're talking up to a massive 500 pounds and 10 feet long. That is an enormously powerful predator. But here's the catch that always seems to surprise people. Despite this jaw-dropping size, lions are actually only the second largest members of the cat family. The number one spot? Yeah, that actually belongs to the tiger.
But hey, tigers might have them beat on size, but lions absolutely take the crown for sound. Just look at this staggering number, 5. A lion's roar is so immensely powerful, it can literally travel up to 5 miles away. To put that into perspective for you, a full-throated roar is nearly as loud as a clap of thunder. It's this defining physical trait that quite literally shakes the ground.
But they don't just pop out sounding like thunder. The life cycle of a roar takes some time. Step 1, cubs are actually born vocalizing, sure, but it's really more of a squeak than a boom. Step 2, it takes a full year for those little squeaks to develop into a true roar. And step 3, once they finally have it, that roar becomes their ultimate tool. It's absolutely crucial for claiming territory, warring off intruders, and talking to the rest of the pride over massive distances. And that communication, it's vital, because lions definitely aren't solitary hunters.
Which brings us to Section 2, Power in the Pride.
And this brilliantly illustrates what sets lions apart from almost every other feline on Earth, the pride. Lions are the only cats that regularly live in these highly structured social groups. These family units can be as small as just 3 lions, or they can scale all the way up to a massive collective of 40 lions, all living and working together.
So who exactly makes up a pride? Well, you usually have 1 to 3 dominant males leading the charge. The rest of the adult members are females, and they're almost always related to one another. But here's the absolute most incredible part about their social cohesion. The females actually synchronize their births. They give birth around the exact same time, which means the whole pride acts like a giant communal nursery. Cubs can just nurse from multiple different females. It's a remarkably smart survival strategy.
Moving right along to Section 3, the Hunger Game.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the harsh daily reality of keeping a family of up to 40 lions fed. We always picture lions as these ultimate, unstoppable apex predators, right? But there's a shocking paradox here. The lionesses, who are the primary hunters for the pride, actually fail over 70% of the time. They succeed in making a kill less than 30% of the time. So why is the failure rate so extraordinarily high? Honestly, the odds are just physically stacked against them. Their main prey, animals like zebras and antelope, well, they are usually both faster and larger than the lionesses themselves. A one-on-one chase is almost always going to favor the prey. That means the females absolutely must rely on teamwork to strategically exhaust the target and ultimately secure that kill.
Which brings us to this massive number, 100. Despite having such a low hunting success rate, lions have an absolute monster of an appetite. On an average day, a lion might eat about 20 pounds of meat, but when they finally do secure a successful kill after all those failed attempts, a single lion is capable of gorging and devouring nearly 100 pounds of meat in a single sitting. They feast when they can because they literally never know when their next successful hunt is going to be.
Let's shift gears a bit. Section 4, the mystery of the mane.
So from their hunting habits, let's pivot to a biological puzzle. Take a second and just picture a male lion in your head. It's got a giant flowing mane, right? Well, let me ask you this. Do all male lions actually have manes? Actually, the answer is no. In a region called Tsavo, Kenya, the male lions are mysteriously completely maneless. Comparing these two distinct populations reveals a super fascinating scientific debate. In Tsavo, scientists speculate that the maleness lions either have uniquely high testosterone levels, or, and this makes a lot of sense, their lack of a mane is simply a clever adaptation for keeping cool in the intense heat.
Contrast that with the Serengeti lions, where a study showed that females specifically preferred males with full, dark manes. They read it as a clear signal of physical fitness and exceptional fighting ability.
When you think about the lions that do have manes, it really just boils down to showing off. A mane serves to intimidate other males or impress females, making a 500-pound apex predator, quote, similar to a male peacock and his feathers. It's kind of funny to picture, but it perfectly captures the evolutionary purpose of all that hair.
Let's move to and see how this builds our final chapter. Section 5. A Shrinking Kingdom.
As amazing as their biology and social structures are, we really have to look at the sobering historical reality here. Around 124,000 years ago, lions were truly global. Several subspecies were scattered across the entire planet. But by about 8,000 BC, we lost massive branches of the family tree. The cave lions of Europe and the American lions of North America both went extinct. Fast forward to the present, and the only surviving subspecies are in a state of really steep decline.
The modern threats that are actively devastating the surviving subspecies in sub-Saharan Africa and India are, sadly, primarily man-made and environmental. The three major factors causing their numbers to plummet are poaching, massive habitat loss as human footprints expand, and the spread of devastating diseases.
So the crucial point is this stark reality. Today, only an estimated 20,000 African lions remain in the wild, leaving them officially classified as vulnerable. But even more alarming, the Asiatic lion population in India, which is critically listed as endangered. They have a fragile population of only about 500 individuals left on the entire planet.
From massive 500-pound frames to those intricate social prides we talked about, the data absolutely confirms lions are incredibly formidable creatures. But looking at these dwindling numbers, it really forces us to ask, with their empire shrinking from spanning the whole planet down to just a few highly vulnerable regions, how long can the King of Beasts truly hold on to its crown? Think about that as you reflect on the incredible science and reality behind this magnificent animal. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, keep questioning what you think you know.